Hey everybody, it is me, Vincent, coming to you from Universal Orlando Resort, and it's close to midnight. I'm just kidding, but Halloween Horror Nights is right around the corner, and if you are watching this video, that means it is time to start preparing for this year's event. We just got announcements of Chucky, The Last of Us, and Stranger Things, which is gonna make this one of the craziest Halloween Horror Nights in recent years. This video is gonna help you guys out with planning the first steps in your Horror Nights trip. We're gonna be talking about all the different types of tickets, express passes, RIP tours, what's worth it, what might not be worth it for you guys. So take this as your beginner's guide, your Halloween Horror Nights 101, and welcome to the first Halloween Horror Nights episode of Vincent Vision. Watcha! Boo! Hello, ghouls and goblins, boils and ghouls. Boils and ghouls. Welcome to the Halloween Horror Nights video. I'm Vincent. How y'all doing? This is a great time of year. We've got exactly 41 days from the day of recording this video until September 1st, which is the very first night of the coolest thing that Universal does, which is Halloween Horror Nights. Universal has dropped tons of tickets and information and passes, all different things for your Halloween Horror Nights trip, and there's a lot to look at on that website. So I hope this video helps streamline that process for you. We're gonna give you the most straight up, basic need-to-know information about all of the different offerings for Halloween Horror Nights to make sure that you make the best decision for your Halloween Horror Nights trip. So this year, Halloween Horror Nights is running from September 1st all the way until November 4th. We haven't had November dates in a long time, but they are back. This is gonna be one of the longest runs for the event this year, and every night is going to be from 6:30 to 2 a.m. Halloween Horror Nights is a very popular event, and there are a lot of dates to pick from this year, and depending on which day you pick, you could be paying a lot more or a lot less. So let's talk about the most important thing you're gonna need for Halloween Horror Nights. In fact, the number one thing you're gonna need: your tickets. Tickets go from anywhere as low as $80 to $120, depending on the night that you choose. For the 2 months that the event runs, September tends to be the slower season for Halloween Horror Nights. I say that in parentheses because it's not really a slow season for Halloween Horror Nights, but that is where you're usually gonna find the cheaper tickets because that's when it's not as busy in the park, versus the higher end tickets, the more expensive tickets, happen in the middle of October. Wednesdays and Thursdays are the cheapest tickets, Saturdays are the most expensive. I'm in front of the ticket booths here. You can buy your tickets here at the front gate, but I would totally recommend buying them online. In fact, buy everything you need for Halloween Horror Nights online. It's gonna save you a bunch of time. This place turns into a madhouse before the event starts. You definitely wanna be prepared. You don't wanna be stuck in line waiting to buy a ticket for an event that you could have just bought online an hour ago. There is another type of ticket that is very popular as well, and this is something that is gonna be really useful for people who know that they're gonna be visiting Halloween Horror Nights for multiple nights, and that is the Rush of Fear or the Frequent Fear Pass. There's a lot of different levels of these passes. The Rush of Fear is the most basic, it's the cheapest. It starts at about $180, and that gives you access to the first 18 nights of the event. And this is good for people who want to get their Halloween Horror Nights fix really early, but don't really want to go to the event when it's super busy in October. The next one is the very popular Frequent Fear Pass, and that's about $230, and that includes every night of the event with the exception of Fridays and Saturdays. If you want Fridays, you want to get the Frequent Fear Plus, which is $280, but if you want all nights of the event, including Saturdays, that is the Ultimate Frequent Fear Plus Pass. And that is $375. So that one there is for like the super fans. There is an option as well to add Universal Express onto those Frequent Fear passes, but expect a major hike up in price once you do that. That is not something they sell online at the moment. That is something, if you're looking to add Express to your Frequent Fear, you have to go to guest services behind me over here. And if you're someone like me who knows they're gonna get a Frequent Fear at some point, but maybe doesn't wanna pay for it all immediately right when they sell the tickets for Halloween Horror Nights, which can be pretty early in the year now, you can do what I do, which is buy the ticket for the first night and then come to guest services here later that night and upgrade your ticket. Now, I should mention, if you are gonna upgrade your ticket to a Frequent Fear, you have to do it the night that you're at the event. Once the event is done, the ticket has no value, you're not able to do it. So take care of that night. That's a really easy way though to split the cost of a frequent fear, because all you're gonna end up doing is paying the difference on the night that you actually go to the event. So now that you've purchased your Halloween Horror Nights ticket, you might be looking at some add-ons, and I want to talk about a really, really cheap one that could help your visit to Halloween Horror Nights immensely. It is the Scream Early Ticket, and for $40 extra, you are going to have early access to Universal Studios Florida from 3 to 5 before the park closes and turns into Halloween Horror Nights. This is great for two different reasons. One, if you don't have a park ticket, this lets you go into the park a little early, ride some rides that may not be open during the event. And two, this is gonna have you be in the park when Universal closes, and you can utilize one of the very popular and very, very essential Stay and Scream areas. This is somewhere that if you have a Halloween Horror Nights ticket and you are in the park already, you can wait while they turn the park over to Halloween Horror Nights, and then you get fed out into the different haunted houses. You get sort of first dibs to whatever haunted house you're nearby. Right now, we don't know what all the haunted houses are gonna be, and we don't know where they are gonna be. Usually the Stay and Scream locations are places where there is a very popular house nearby that you're gonna wanna get a head start for. What are the different Stay and Scream locations? Well, based off previous years, there's usually one here. This is usually one. This is usually one.
And usually one here.
A lot of different ones. Using Stay and Scream is something that a lot of locals use. It is super, super helpful. Definitely helps you get as many haunted houses in the night as you can. Now, you don't need the Scream early if you already have an annual pass or a park ticket. You don't have to worry about that. You can be inside the park, you're good. Just scan your Halloween Horror Nights ticket to the Stay and Scream areas and you have access. But if you're only doing Halloween Horror Nights and you think you're gonna get there early, look into the Scream Early option. It is super, super helpful. Something I'd love to talk about, and something I think is becoming increasingly more important every Halloween Horror Nights season, is Express Pass. Now this starts at $119, goes all the way up to $219, depending on the night that you buy it for. But this is a pass that is going to let you skip the line for each of the haunted houses at Halloween Horror Nights once. It also includes express access to the rides that are open that night as well. In our opinion, if you are able to purchase Express for your Halloween Horror Nights visit, you should. The event is getting more and more popular, and this year I'm expecting it to be crazy, crazy popular. You have some really major IPs that have been announced. Chucky, The Last of Us, Stranger Things. Stranger Things alone is gonna make this event super, super popular. And if you are wanting to see all 10 haunted houses in one night with relative ease, we would totally recommend the Express Pass. Right now, they are only selling the one-time use Express. In years past, they have sold an unlimited Express, which basically gets you unlimited access to all the haunted houses and rides. We haven't seen any of that yet. They may or may not sell it, we don't know just yet. But usually if they do, it's something that's sold at the park versus online. There is also another type of Express that has been sold in the park at times. It was the after 10 or after 11 Express. This is usually a discounted Express Pass that after a certain time later in the night, you have one-time Express access to the haunted houses. This is a good option for people who know that they're gonna be showing up to the event later in the night versus like right at 6 o'clock. Things to keep in mind with Express Pass in general, whichever one you choose to buy, it is not park admission. You still need your Halloween Horror Nights ticket, and your hotel key card does not work as Express. If you're staying at the Hard Rock, Royal Pacific, Portofino Bay, that Express that comes in the key card is not Express for Halloween Horror Nights. Ellison and I, whenever we do Halloween Horror Nights, we love going on the first night. We buy our tickets, our frequent fear, and we always buy Express because we want to see all 10 haunted houses on opening night. I would totally recommend this option if it is something you are able to do. It is gonna make your night so much easier. Now, if you've thought about Express and you're looking for something beyond that, something even better than Express, there is the RIP Tour. Now, this is a VIP tour that they sell during the nighttime for Halloween Horror Nights. This is the only way to skip the lines for the haunted houses without waiting at all. The first type is the non-private group RIP tour. This can be anywhere from $299 to $450 a person, depending on the day that you choose to do it. And this is a 4.5-hour guided tour where you are skipping the lines for all 10 haunted houses and seeing the show. There are no rides on this tour, but you do get a VIP pass that lets you skip the lines for the rides once the tour is done. Also, when you check in for your tour, you're led over to Cafe La Bamba. That is where they have light bites, drinks, free soda and water and things like that before the tour starts. There are also private bars all around the park for RIP tours that you can only access while you're on tour. The other type of tour is a step above the group tour, and that is the private RIP tour. Now, the big difference between the two, apart from the price, is that the private RIP tour is going to give you unlimited access to the park. So with your guide, you have them the entire night, all the way until 2 a.m., and you have unlimited access to the haunted houses, the rides. If you want to do the Last of Us haunted house 5 times in a row, be my guest. You absolutely can on that RIP tour. Price-wise, it is quite different. You actually have to call to book a private tour versus buy one online. And I've never done a private tour before, but I can tell you that prices start in the thousands, and not the 1,000s or the 2,000s. I'm talking 3,000 and up, depending on when you do it. It includes 10 people for your group, so you're paying that set price for 10 people versus the group tour, you're paying individually per person. With the private tour, you are experiencing the park at your pace and you're focusing on your interests. So if you don't want to ride any single rides, you don't have to. If you want to ride all the rides while seeing the haunted houses, you can as well. The RIP tours are something that I would totally recommend if you're looking for something above the Express Pass. You know, us personally, with me doing the videos and stuff like that, we can get by with just Express. We know how to move around the parks, we know how to experience everything, and also, we're gonna be there for multiple nights. If you're someone who loves Halloween Horror Nights and you're only here for one night and you have the money to spend on an RIP tour, it could be worth it to you.
So if you are like us, Vincent and I, and big Horror Nights fans, and you can't just get enough, they do offer a morning daytime tour. It is called Behind the Screens. There are 2 different types of tours. There is a 3-house tour and a 6-house tour. You get to see them with the lights on, and most of them you do get to take videos or photos of each room. Your tour guide will definitely let you know about which rooms you can or cannot film in, but I do highly recommend it, especially if you do get a tour guide as passionate as ours when we did it 2 years ago. Our VIP tour guide was named David, and you can tell he was very passionate. He cared so much about Horror Nights, and he knew, like, the knowledge he knew and could give us backtrack over 30 years was insane. It was absolutely incredible. So I do highly recommend David as your tour guide if you do this. If you are, like I said, very passionate about Horror Nights, or if you're someone who is very interested in seeing like how things are created, being able to walk through these through the daytime, even if you are a little bit of a scaredy cat, this gives you the information and that passion that you see the others in this park have over these houses.
And there you have it, folks. That wraps up our Halloween Horror Nights 101 video. Oh my gosh, look, it's the fog. Is Halloween Horror Nights here already? No, it's just the universal globe.
The mist.
The mist, which is actually, it's really hot.
It's really great right now.
Here's another pro tip. It's gonna be hot at Halloween Horror Nights, okay? Just be ready for that.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, oh yeah. But apart from that, thank you guys for watching this video. We hope this gave you an idea of how to plan your Halloween Horror Nights trip. If you have any questions about tickets, about the event, anything, seriously, please let us know down in the comments down below. We'd love to answer them for you. Make sure you have the best time ever for your Halloween Horror Nights visit. But until then, expect more Horror Nights videos. It is the season. Expect some construction updates and hopefully some house announcements pretty soon. We're very, very excited. We're gonna get on out of here. Thank you guys for watching another Vincent Vision, and we'll see you in the fog. Or the mist, I guess. Right now we're seeing you in the mist. Yeah. Bye guys. Bye.